Cainerfest started the night of my friend Jordan's passing. It started as a celebration of life party. My parents would host a Rock the Farm kind of style party every year, and his funeral happened to land on the same day as that party. So I'd asked my folks if they wouldn't mind if, I invited some of his family and his friends out. And this particular type of party, we would have food and live music and things like that. So I expected about 20, maybe 30 people, but when about 50 or 60 people came, it was a really good turnout. I hadn't really grieved somebody like that before in that actual celebration of life versus just the funeral and the showing and things like that. And I could definitely tell leaving his funeral that there was something missing in it for them, for grieving their friend, especially since my friend Jordan Kane, who had passed away by suicide. Definitely from the way it happened, there was a lot of closure that wasn't available to them. So that night I met strangers. I feel like I reconnected with old friends, his friends, and it was a whole level of healing that I didn't know was possible. So I wanted to recreate that every year and make that available to others. Jordan is just an example of the depth of loss we can feel in this tragic kind of way. There's no real answers because it's not something that's physically, like a cancer where you can see it coming so much. It was very sudden. So I really honestly felt that this was something I could do to give back to my community and to celebrate the lives of the brothers and sisters and friends and nephews, whoever that we lose the same way. That every year there's about 4,000 Canadians that commit suicide every year.
Very much in society there's been a stigma attached to mental health for a long time. People looking at physical ailments as being more debilitating when that's absolutely not the case. Mental health can kill just the same. So with that huge preface, and I apologize for the rambling, we wanted to get involved because these kind of events we think are really, really important to lend our band to and to lend our voice to try and show our support for something that definitely needs more voices behind it. And when you are in a position where you can influence people through music and through social media, I think it's really important to try to use that influence in a positive way.
There's been families that have come in the past that have lost a family member by suicide, and coming to the event brought them that closure and that type of healing that they could see through this example, through Cainerfest, and wanted to do similar events, whether it was pasta fundraisers or can drives and things like that, something to give back to their community to make the story of their loved ones not end at suicide. It's still a touchy topic because I do find that people feel that if they try and talk about suicide with friends and family that are having suicidal ideation or tendencies or going through severe depressive episodes, that somehow they're going to make it happen or worse, and that's just not the case. It's actually going to open up a dialogue to help challenge that person's negative thought processes and to show that somebody's there to care. I do think that in the past few years with opioid crisis and the pandemic, that it is more of an open conversation because we know now people are experiencing these types of losses more and more, and they know the conversation needs to happen if they're going to make it stop.